So this is a short video to describe how we count significant figures in our classes. There are a couple different methods of counting significant figures. What we've found over time is that the easiest one is called the Atlantic-Pacific method. Another way to do this, and it's completely fine, requires you to kind of memorize a list of rules, captured zeros, trailing zeros, and so on. There's a lot of little parts to that rule. We find that this is just much simpler. Now you'll find that there's a poster in the chemistry classrooms and the physical setting rooms that talks about how to do the significant figure rules as well as how to calculate using significant figure rules. You should never, ever, ever get a question wrong because of significant figures, because you always have the poster available to you. You just need to note or look up at the poster and use the information in order to count your significant figures. So let me show you how this works. So I've got a worksheet here down below, and I'm going to grab a number from the worksheet and just kind of write it. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the number as if it's the United States. So here's my number, and I'm going to put it right in the middle of the United States. The next thing just takes a little bit of geography. So remember, if it's to the left of the United States or on the west coast, that's the Pacific Ocean. And reason why we use the Pacific Ocean, because the decimal is present, and you've got a P for specific and a P for present. On the other side, on the East Coast, we've got the Atlantic Ocean. The A in Atlantic reminds you if the decimal is absent. So we use this to know which side of the number to start counting on. So I'm looking at this number, 5,000. There's no decimal. It's absent. So I'm going to start from the right side, and I'm going to count all the numbers from the first non-zero. So I'm going to start in this direction. I'm going to go across my number. That's a 0, so I'm going to keep going past it. More zeros. And this is the first non-zero number. So this would have one significant figure, and we usually abbreviate that as being a sig fig. It has one significant figure. Let me go ahead and delete some of this, and we'll try another number here. Next number we'll do is 0.1020. So the first question I ask is there a decimal? Well, there is a decimal. It's right there. So if the decimal is present, I'm going to start on the Pacific side, which means I start from the left. And again, I'm going to count all the numbers from the first non-zero. So I'm coming from this side, I've got a 0. This is my first non-zero number, so I'm going to count it. Once I start counting, I'm going to count everything until I run out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So once I start counting at that first non-zero, I just count till I run out. So this number would have 4 significant figures. Well, let's try another one. Oop, a little too far. There we go. So let me just look at some of my problems from down here. Let's do 6,051.00. So now, in your head, which side of the number am I going to start on? The Atlantic or the Pacific? You should have said Pacific because the decimal is present. So I'm going to start from this side of the number, start from the left, I hit my first non-zero number, which would be the 6, and then I count till I run out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this would have 6 significant figures. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some of these problems that are down below here, and we're going to not have to worry about writing the number into our picture there, but we'll still use the picture. So in this example, I've got 0.02. So the decimal is present, so I'm going to start from the Pacific side of my number, and I'm going to go till I hit my first non-zero number, which would be the 2. Well, I've run out of numbers, so this would have 1 significant figure. In my next example, number 2, the decimal is present, so again, I'm going to start from the Pacific side or my left side, and I'm going to go till I hit my first non-zero number, which is the 2, and then I count until I run out. So there's 2 numbers there, so it would have 2 significant figures. Number 3, there is no decimal. So I'm going to start, the decimal is absent, so I'm going to start from the Atlantic side, moving from the right. The 1 is my first non-zero number. I'm going to count till I run out, and this would have 3 significant figures. For number 4, decimal is present, so I'm going to start from the Pacific side, moving to the left. 5 is my first non-zero number. Count until I run out. This would have 3 significant figures. The 5,000 we already did. Decimal is absent. I'm going to go from this direction. I don't underline anything until I get to the 5, and this had 1 significant figure. Now let's take a look at this next number, number 6. Even though it's the same number, both are 5,000, in number 6 the decimal is present. So I'm going to start from the opposite side, from the Pacific, hit my first non-zero number, count until I run out. So that decimal changes it from something that had 1 significant figure to something that has 4 significant figures. Let's do number 7. Decimal is present. Start from the Pacific, first non-zero number, count till I run out. 6 significant figures. Number 8, decimal is present. Start from the left. My first non-zero number is a 5, so it has 1 significant figure. Number 9, decimal is present. Start from the left. 1 is my first non-zero number. Count until I run out. This has 4. Number 10, there is no decimal present, so I'm going to start from the Atlantic. The decimal is absent. 1 is my first non-zero number. Count till I run out. Now let's take a look at some examples where we're going to actually round so it has 3 significant figures. So all of these are going to end up with 3 significant figures. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this number and I'm going to see how many it actually has. Decimal is absent. This has 3 significant figures. So I'm just going to write the number the way it is. That has 3 significant figures. For number 2, the decimal is present. I'm going to start from this side. It has 4 significant figures. So I have to round this so it has 3. So my first, because I'm coming from this direction, the 3 is my first number. The 0 is my second number. The second 0 is my third number and is followed by a 6. Remember, for rounding, if it's 5 or higher, you're going to round up. So the 6 will cause this to round up to 1. So the number when I'm finished is going to be 0.0301. Let's double check this and make sure that it's got 3 significant figures. Decimal is present. So there's my first, second, and third. Let's look at our next number, 699.5. Decimal is present, so I'm going to go from this direction. 6 is my first, second, third, fourth. So to round this, here's my first significant figure, my second, my third. It's followed by a 5. So that's going to cause the 9 to round up to 10. Which is going to cause it to be a 0, carry the 1, which has caused the 9 to be a 0, carry the 1. So when we're rounding this one, it's actually going to end up being 700 with a decimal point. So again, the 5 causes the 9 to round up, carry the 1. So that becomes a 0, carry the 1. 1 plus 9 is going to be 10, so that's going to become a 0, carry the 1. 1 plus 6 is 7, so my number is going to be 700 with the decimal point, because that's going to give me 3 significant figures, starting from this side, 1, 2, 3. Now, I'm going to go ahead and erase some of this just to make it a little bit neater here. Okay, so this one ended up being 700 with a decimal point. Now, when you're dealing with scientific notation, we're going to ignore this part of the number. That's never going to be part of counting a significant figure. We're only going to look at the decimal that's in front of it. So, first thing I need to do is find out how many significant figures this has. Decimal's present, so I'm going to start from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. I only can have 3 significant figures. So here's my first, my second, my third. The fourth one is a 0. Well, a 0 is not going to count it to round up, so it's going to stay the same. So when I rewrite this number, it's going to be 2.00 times 10 to the second. Again, we can count our significant figures. Decimal's present, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Let's look at this next number. Again, we need to have 3 significant figures. Decimal's present. Count from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want 3 significant figures in our answer. So this is the first, the second, the third. I'm going to look right here, and that's a 0. So it's not going to cause anything to round up. So my answer will be 0.901. Let's take a look at this one. 3 significant figures. So I'm going to go ahead and count how many there are. Decimal's absent, so I'm coming from this side. There's my first non-zero, 2, 3. That has 3 significant figures just the way it's written. How about this next one, number 7? Again, I'm going to ignore this part of the number. I'm going to count and see how many I have, going from this direction because the decimal's present. 1, 2. So I need to have 3 significant figures. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a 0 past there to get my third significant figure. 1, 2, 3. So the answer when I write this is 4.70 times 10 to the negative 8. Let's do our next number. Notice that it has a decimal place. So when I'm counting this, I'm starting from this side. My first non-zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here's my first number, my second, my third, followed by a 0. A 0 is not going to cause the 8 to change, so this one also is going to stay the same. And that has 3 significant figures. But I'm not going to put the decimal point there. Because if I put the decimal point there, of course, it ends up with a lot more significant figures. Let's look at number 9. So for number 9, decimal, we're going to ignore this part. Count, decimal's present. Start from this side, 1, 2, 3, 4. My first one, my second one, my third one, followed by an 8. So again, that's going to cause the 9 to round up. The 9 is going to become a 10. Carry the 1. 1 plus 9 is 10. Carry the 1. And that's going to become a 3. So this number is going to be 3.00 times 10 to the 21st. So when I'm rewriting my number, I have to have this part in my number because that's part of what my number is. You can't just leave that off. Last one is number 10. I need 3 significant figures. Decimal's present. Start from the left. This is my first non-zero number, my second, and I need to add in another 0 so I have a third one. So to rewrite this, it's going to be 0.000410. And that's how you round to create the correct number of significant figures. The last part I'm going to do is how to do scientific notation. Well, scientific notation is really just a matter of saving yourself writing a whole bunch of zeros. So to put something into scientific notation, we're going to make this a number that's between 1 and 9, or 1 and 10, technically. So the decimal right now is not written in, but I'm going to put one there. I'm going to make this a number that's between 1 and 10. So if I move the decimal this, this, and this, 2.370 is between 1 and 10. So this number is going to be 2.37. Now, this only has 3 significant figures, so I'm not going to add that 0 in, but I'm going to put down how many times I move the decimal place. So 10 to the 1, 2, 3, so it's 10 to the third. However many places I move that decimal is what the exponent's going to be on that 10. Let's take a look at number 2. For number 2, my decimal is here. Again, I have to have it greater than 1 and less than 10. So if I move this decimal 1, 2 places, that's going to make it 3. And then I moved it 2 places, so it's going to be times 10 to the negative 2. So if I move a decimal to the left, it's going to be a negative number. If I move the decimal to the right, it's going to be a positive number. Let's take a look at the next one. So decimal's here, so I have 3 significant figures, 1, 2, 3, so I'm going to need 3 in my answer. So I'm going to move it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's going to be 2.74 times 10 to the 13th, the negative 13, because I'm moving it to the left. Let's take a look at the next number. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look and see that it has 3 significant figures. Decimal is absent, so it's 1, 2, 3 significant figures. Now, the decimal is over here. I'm going to draw one in, and I'm going to count how many times I have to move it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So this number will be 9.85 times 10 to the 20th. For number 5, again, 15 is not between 1 and 10. I'm going to need to move this decimal point 1 place to the left. So this number originally has 5 significant figures, so I want to be sure that I have 5 significant figures when I'm done. So this is going to be 1.5045 times 10 to the, I moved it 1 place, so times 10 to the first. Number 6. This number has 2 significant figures, so I need 2 significant figures in my answer. I'm going to take this decimal place and move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 4.5 times 10 to the negative 5. Number 7. Scientific notation. The decimal I'm going to draw in. I'm going to need to move it 1, 2, 3. So 6.003 times 10 to the third. The last one, number 8. I've got 3 significant figures for my answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7.07 times 10 to the negative 9. Just remember that whatever number of significant figures you start with, you have to have that same number in the number that you're ending with. We're going to stop right there, and that's how to round and how to count significant figures.